So today, I would like to explain about the traditional halal slaughtering from scientific perspective. Okay, so first of all, what is halal slaughtering? Halal slaughtering is process of killing and butchering of non-forbidden animal for food. From Islamic tradition is, the conventional method that used to slaughter the animal is cutting the large arteries in the neck along the esophagus and trachea with one swipe of non-serrated blade. Muslims argue it is providing relatively the painless death and helps to effectively the drain blood of animal. From scientifically, the main purpose of human slaughtering effectively is to remove flowing blood as quickly as possible to stop the delivery of oxygen to the brain. You know why? Because blood is suitable for microbial growth environment. Then, inadequate bleeding could cause more blood to be retained in the meat. Also, this would lead to multiplication, spoilage, microorganisms and act as a carrier for food-borne pathogen. The main concern some veterinary is that halal slaughter without stunning may delay to commencement and unconsequence that the result could lead to stress and pain. It has been suggested to cut at the first cervical vertebra compared to conventional is cut the second or third cervical vertebra will almost eliminate false aneurysm development and this will reduce subsequent distress. So, when the religious is done faithfully and properly, the welfare of the slaughtered animal is not compromised, even if not verified by the scientifically using a currently available instrument. There are many slaughter procedures that religions and culture use around the world such as halal and kosher method practiced by Muslim and Jews respectively. Halal slaughter of edible animal is a ritual of the Sharia that purifies an animal from blood and making it good and wholesome for human consumption. Muslim consumers reflect the importance of the spiritual consideration over any factors in determining the quality meat or purchasing the meat for their consumption. Human slaughtering concern being sympathetic for the animal being killed for meat production through minimizing animal suffering and respect for the animal intrinsic worth. There are some conditions that Islam places emphasis of human treatment on animal before and during slaughter.
The condition is: first, give the animal proper rest and water. Second, avoid conditions that can cause stress. Third, do not slaughter the animal in front of other animals. Last, do not sharpen the knife in front of the animal.
When the animal slaughter without stunning, any delay between the cut to the neck and the onset of unconsequence could result in suffering. For example is, first, stress and pain associated with restraint. Second, pain associated with the cut and stimulation of nociceptors in the wound. Third, distress associated with delays in the time to loss of consequence. It has been recommended to restrain the animal such as, firstly, restrain the animal in the comfortable position. Second, using a very sharp knife. Third, monitoring interval from the cut to loss of sensibility. Slaughter animal must be unconspicuous before removal from restrainer could improve animal welfare during slaughter without stunning.
Tell about importance of bleeding. The main purpose of effective and humane slaughtering is to remove the flowing blood as quietly as possible and stop the delivery of oxygen to the brain. From the Islamic perspective, the blood should not be consumed because it is considered as an impure substance. The death of the animal must be due to trachea, esophagus, carotid arteries, and jugular veins, which are the cause of death of the animal. After the slaughtering being done properly, blood will flow freely and death will occur within seconds. Takes time 6 to 8 minutes for cattle, 4 to 5 minutes for sheep and goat, and 4 to 5 minutes for poultry for the blood to flow out of the body. So, it is very important for us to know the importance of bleeding in animals. we need to make sure the blood on the animal after slaughter has all come out.
Welfare concern for halal slaughter without stunning is welfare issued forward by the individual concerned for animal during slaughter without stunning includes stress of the restraint, whether the cut is painful and whether the animal experiences excessive distress while bleeding and the potential of the onset of complete insensibility. The main concern of some veterinary and animal rights groups is that halal slaughter without stunning may delay the commencement of unconsciousness. It has been reported that the carotid arteries of the cattle slaughtered by halal method susceptible to develop false aneurysms at the severe cardiac ends.
So now I want to tell about pre-slaughter stunning. Before slaughtering, desirable to render an animal unconscious before it is slaughtered. It because to eliminate pain, discomfort, and stress to animal. In Malaysia, there are stunning that are halal options and non-halal which are not allowed and have irreversible and reversible effect on animal life. Irreversible stunning means stunning method that when applied to the animal can cause severe injury or immediate death. Meanwhile, reversible stunning means stunning method that when applied to the animal does not give permanent injury and make the animal unconscious temporarily. The appliances are halal compliance. There is 3 types of stunning such as captive bolt, gunshot, and pneumatic corrosive. In captive bolt pistol or CBP, there are 2 types which is penetrative captive bolt and non-penetrative captive bolt. The status of penetrative captive bolt, non-penetrative captive bolt, and gunshot are not halal because it is included in irreversible stunning. Meanwhile, pneumatic persuasive stunning status is halal by condition because it is included in reversible stunning. So, we must know whether the slaughter animal use halal method or non-halal method in Islam. This is to prevent us from eating meat that is not safe to eat.
Animal welfare concern for slaughter without stunning is based on observation in over 50 halal and kosher plants where stunning is not allowed. Guardian 2010 recommends these practices should be to reduce pain and distress of the animal during the throat cut without prior stunning, which eventually improve animal welfare. The practices are: firstly, restrain the animal in a comfortable upright position. Secondly, use a knife that is twice the width of the neck. And thirdly, time the interval from the cut to loss of consciousness. And lastly, sheep, cattle, and goat must be unconscious before removal from the restrainer.
Now I will be explaining about how to harmonize spiritual and temporal views. Animal slaughtering is an important operation as animals need to be transformed into pieces for human consumptions. Production of high quality meat have high demand by consumers. So this is a need to harmonize pious, spiritual, and temporal views that are based on scientific evaluation. So, a main argument is the slaughter of animals without prior to throat, slit, and bleeding. There are many people that concerned about the welfare of animals, even though this practice is permissible in many countries. They are concerned whether the animals are stressed during restraining or whether the cut is painful or whether the animals experience excessive distress while bleeding out. Supporters of non-stunning techniques on the other hand, need to know that there are poorly trained slaughtermen and unacceptable methods of animal restraint that cause animals to suffer. Scientific approaches that have proved to comply with religious criteria must be adopted for the purpose of enhancing animal health and providing high-quality meat, as it is possible that when religious slaughter is done faithfully and properly, there is no risk to the welfare of the animal, even though it cannot be verified scientifically for now. In conclusion, to ensure the method of traditional halal slaughter is as humane as possible for animal welfare, the search should be continued. There is substantial possibility of development and improvement with regard to the management of risks involved without stunning halal slaughter. Further research on the social-technical aspects of animal slaughter that can lead to production of high-quality meat is therefore recommended.